What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy James, aka Comics for Cheap. Today we are going to talk about the new app that has just come out of nowhere, taken the internet by storm, especially the comic community, and that's Whatnot. So stay tuned. All right, guys, like I said, we're going to talk about Whatnot today, the Whatnot app, which is a buying app, buying and selling. But before we go any further, hit that like button, subscribe, all that usual nonsense. I know this one may rub people the wrong way, maybe not. I just wanted to put my personal opinion out there with some experience so far with the app. I know it's still in beta, technically, which means that it's still developing, it's still testing, although it's being used a lot and I see a lot of people buying and selling on there. So I just want to say some good things about it that I like, and then some things that maybe I don't like so much that they can improve upon. And you guys can let me know in the comments section if you agree, disagree, what you like, dislike about the app yourself, just as a kind of information plethora for people to gather and know before making their own decision of whether or not they want to use the app for buying or selling. So just full disclosure, I have an account, but it's not verified for selling, so I can't do any kind of live shows on it. I have teamed up with Justin at Comic Talks on Whatnot, and I have sold some books through his account with him, basically. There's like a 10,000 person wait list to be approved, apparently. I don't know. They do seem to play favorites about who they approve and don't approve, and I have not been approved. I have also bought on Whatnot, so I have experience as a buyer and can tell you kind of what that process is like too. There's definitely pros and cons, both sides for sure. Let's just talk about it from a buyer's point of view first, and then we can get into the seller's point of view. So from a buyer's point of view, man, it's a very simple interface, right? I like that you can jump in and see exactly where the bid is at, how much time is left in the auction. I like that you can set it so there will be no sniping. It automatically adds 10 seconds to the timer with each bid that comes in under 10 seconds. I think there is a way that you can put like sudden death mode or whatever so that people can snipe it like that, but a lot of people choose to not do that for obvious reasons. You just let the timer go and whatnot. You can set the timer for as long as you want, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever, and just kind of let it go. A lot of people get their bids in within the final minute or within the final 30 seconds even. So it seems like it's to the sellers. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. It seems like it would be to their advantage to just set everything for a minute, because that's when most of the bids come in anyway, unless you're just kind of stalling for time or talking, which is cool too. I do like that you can still interact with all the rest of the buyers in the chat. You can also interact with the seller. There's like no lag really, so like within a second of them putting something up or saying something, you can respond back, and it's like within a second they see your response. So I do like that. You pay immediately when the auction is over, including taxes and shipping. You're protected as a buyer because the seller doesn't actually get their money until the package is delivered to you. And I like that you can read like the title, as long as the seller does it correctly. You can read the title of exactly what you're bidding on, as long as they entered everything correctly. So it's like you can see the title, the condition, why it's a key maybe, how much time is left, where the bid is at, and you can actually look at the book as well. All right, so let's talk a little bit from a seller's point of view. It takes some time, obviously, to upload all of the items that are going to be for sale, but I recommend doing it correctly, like with the grades, what makes it a key, what's important about the issue, just everything exact, because it does make it easier on the buyer to come in and like see exactly what it is, what they're purchasing, and it kind of comes up on the invoice like that too, so there's no discrepancy about what they're getting and what they've received, what you sold them, everything like that. I have seen sellers do like lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, lot 4, or whatever. Not recommended, because how are you going to argue, well, they got what they paid for? It just says lot 1. So definitely make sure that you're putting everything in correctly, because it just saves headache and hassle. And like I said earlier, while there is virtually no lag, maybe a second or two from when you say something to when they see it, and then when they type something or bid to when you see it, this does dampen the video quality just a little bit. It's not like a major, huge deal, but it is noticeable enough for you to be like, oh, okay, well, it definitely came down from like the high HD status that you can do like on Instagram or YouTube or something like that. Let's talk about the fees. The fees, while some sellers I think get a trial fee of 3% for the first month, it then bumps to 11% plus 30 cents for your sales. Of course, there's the PayPal fee tacked on top of that, since everything is classified as goods and services. And while the interface is smooth, is it worth that big of a chunk out of your check when you're not reaching masses like eBay? This is a very quick auction. I have seen some stuff go pretty high on Whatnot, but I've seen a lot of stuff go at or under, or like well under what it's going for on Whatnot. And when you think about like that, and then you're taking away 11, 12%, 13%, almost the same as eBay, it does make me question, is that worth it? I mean, are you really making money on the items that you're selling? And speaking of money from stuff that you're selling, while you don't get paid, right, until days after the item arrives at the buyer's location. So you have 2 days after the sale to get the items out, to get it shipped into the mail. Then it takes like 3 to 4 days to deliver, right, depending on how USPS is feeling at the time. And then your money is cleared about 2 to 3 days after that. So now we're talking, let's say you mailed it 2 days after the auction, 4 days to get it to the house. You're at 6 days. 2 to 3 days to get it cleared. You're at 9 days, and then that's just to clear it. To clear it into your Whatnot account. Then it takes 24 hours to put it into your PayPal account. Now you're at 10 days. And then from PayPal to transfer to your bank account, what does that take? Like a day or two if it's the weekend, 2-3 days? You're talking about almost 2 weeks from the time that you sell it to the time that you get your money. If you need your money immediately after a sale, this is not going to be a good situation for you. It's not a great option. And I know while it's still in beta, so there are still some issues. We had an issue personally recently where an item was delivered, but for some reason the tracking number just wasn't going through to the app. So the app was marking it as not delivered, and it held and froze our money. We had to contact customer service. We had to get the buyer involved to say that they did in fact receive the item, prove that they received the item, everything like that. And then we still didn't hear from customer service. It just eventually, a couple days after that, cleared the money, which then again had to be cleared to PayPal before it was sent into the right account. So for that, it was almost 3 weeks from the time that we sold an item to the time that we got paid for that. And that's just unacceptable. I mean, if there are some people who actually do this for a living, I know some people are just doing it for fun on the side, but some people are doing this, for real. And if it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get paid from one sale, as opposed to me I could do an Instagram auction right now, send out invoices immediately after, and just be like, I need you guys to pay as quick as you can. 75% of them are going to pay the same evening within 24 hours, and then you're going to have your money a day or so later. It's just that kind of comparison, plus that's without fees. So it's just something up there just to let you guys know, as far as from a seller's point of view, that part I don't like as much. Also, I feel like an overprotected buyer means an underprotected seller. So there's going to be scammers. It's only a matter of time before they figure out how to work the system, before they say, especially if you're putting stuff in like lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, where they say, hey, I never got it, or hey, it's missing stuff, or hey, I have a problem with this. And then they're going to get their refund, and you're shit out of luck because you're out the money and you're out the books. And this buyer can just assume the anonymity of a username, and you never know what exactly is going on. You can't actually contact people or message people through the Whatnot app. So that is also sort of discouraging. Shipping also is not that simple. While they do pay immediately, right? So they pay for the shipping, then you go into the computer and you print out all the shipping labels. you actually have to do it by weight. So each item that you put in, you're putting in a weight for it, and then it combines everything together and gives you the shipping label, which means you cannot have an option for flat rate shipping when you're putting everything in. It's just everything is by weight, which means you have to have custom boxes or the USPS priority mailing boxes or Gemini or however it is that you're doing it. It's just different from how I'm set up on Instagram, where I do a lot of stuff flat rate. So flat rate, medium flat rate, padded mailers, or my regional stuff, all of that does not come into play. You have to do exactly what they want. You can't choose shipping options yourself. I don't like that. And if you're selling on another platform as well, maybe trying to combine shipping, obviously that's out the window because your shipping label is coming in from Whatnot, and that buyer has already paid for that shipping. They're not going to want to pay you additional shipping. So that's just some things just off the top that I have thought about and wanted to put my opinion out into the to the ethos here. Guys, let me know what you think about the Whatnot app. If you have experienced it, what do you think about a bunch of sellers migrating over? I just want you guys to be careful. Just be warned that it's not all grass is not always greener on the other side. While you may get some new buyers, you may get some new attention, it could cause some problems for you just for the reasons that I said, but also it could be great for you as well. I mean, there are great aspects to this app and interface. I just think it needs some adjustment and some tweaks before I would really feel comfortable making it like a priority or making it number one way that I'm selling items, comic books and stuff, switching over from Instagram or even on YouTube where I might have something for sale at some point. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As always, thank you for watching and stay villainous.